Hi, my name is Elizabeth Aguilar. On behalf of the entire staff at the Museum of Latin American Art in Long Beach, California, I'd like to welcome you to MOLA's 2020 Dia de los Muertos program. Today's program and the entire event would not be possible without the generous support of our sponsors. Here is a brief welcome from our presenting sponsor, Hyundai.
Welcome to the 2020 Day of the Dead virtual celebration presented by Hyundai. We are thrilled to be a sponsor for this great event. We hope that you enjoy the beautiful traditions that make this annual celebration so special. Have a great day.
Additional support was provided by the Kenneth T. and Eileen L. Norris Foundation, Bess J. Hodges Foundation, Arts Council for Long Beach, Robert Gumbiner Foundation, and the City of Long Beach. And now I'd like to introduce your guest artist. Edgar-Arturo Camacho-González is a queer Xicano community activist, artist, and poet living in occupied Ohlone land. He is committed to making the communities he is part of safe, vibrant, and welcoming for all by networking with people who seek to change the world through a decolonial lens. Edgar-Arturo is a co-founder of El Comalito Collective and is a chair of the Vallejo Food Art Walk. Thanks again for joining us today, and I hope you enjoy the program.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited. Thank you to our friends at MOLA. And today we're going to be creating this really beautiful nicho. So with the registration, you should have received a template to download, print, and cut out of cardboard. And there are 5 sheets. Hola y bienvenidos a todos. Mi nombre es Edgar-Arturo. El día de hoy vamos a crear un nicho. Cuando se registraron, deberían de haber recibido una guía que tenían que cortar en cartón, y son 5 piezas que se miran así. So the 5 pieces should look, oops, wrong one, should look like this, okay? You should also have a photograph of someone that you're honoring. I'm going to be honoring a friend, César. También deberían de tener una foto de una persona que gustan honrar en su nicho el día de hoy. Yo voy a honrar a un amigo que se llama César y es una pintura que yo hice. So if you haven't cut out your template, make sure that you do that now. Si no han cortado su cartón utilizando el guía, pueden hacer eso ahorita. Y también mientras voy a enseñarles los materiales. So while you all do that, if you haven't, I'm just going to remind you all of the materials that we're going to be utilizing. A glue gun, make sure that that's plugged in. Una pistola de resistol, por favor asegúrense que ya esté, que ya esté prendida, si no la han prendido. Some flowers, some just small flowers, and I'll show you what these look like here. Some jewels, unas joyas y flores de papel o flores de tela. Y brillante, glitter, y pintura acrílica. I'm going to be utilizing acrylic paint. So those are the materials that we're going to be utilizing. Because we are utilizing paint, it's also important that you have a container of water, some brushes, and a rag to clean your brushes. También como estamos utilizando pintura, también es importante que tengan un frasco de agua, una garra para limpiar sus pinceles y sus pinceles de pintar, perdón. Okay, so now that you have the materials, let us go ahead and get started. We're going to get started by picking up the 2 side pieces, the top piece and the bottom piece of our nicho, okay? Vamos a comenzar utilizando los 2 pedazos de los lados, de arriba y de abajo del nicho. Entonces la parte grande del nicho la vamos a dejar a un lado por ahorita. So we're going to leave the bigger part, or the back part of the nicho, and we're going to set that aside for now, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to select a color, and you can select whatever colors you'd like. A nicho, I would like to invite you that when you're creating your nicho, that it's really about storytelling. We really want to honor the person that you're honoring. So really think about, like, what colors did they like? What things did they like? And keep that in mind as you're working on your nicho, okay? Mientras estamos eligiendo los colores de su nicho, es una celebración de la vida de esta persona. Entonces, les invito a que honren a esta persona. ¿Qué colores les gustaba? ¿Qué colores les recuerda de esta persona? Okay? So for mine, I'm going to start with the color blue. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start painting both sides of each of my pieces of cardboard. So yo voy a empezar con el color azul, pero ustedes pueden elegir el color que ustedes gusten. Y vamos a pintar los dos lados de cada una de estas piezas de cartón, okay? So we're gonna paint both sides. And not all sides have to be the same color, so you can alternate colors if you would like. Recuerden que no todos los pedazos de cartón tienen que ser del mismo color, entonces pueden, si gustan, hacer y elegir varios colores, okay? So go ahead and just take your time as we paint each of these pieces. Tomen su tiempo mientras pintamos estas piezas de cartón. And remember that we just want a thin layer of paint. We don't want this to be really thick. We just want it to be nice and thin because we want the paint to dry relatively quickly, okay? Recuerden que nada más estamos utilizando un poquito de pintura. No queremos utilizar mucha pintura porque queremos que nuestro cartón se seque rápido, okay? So once you've finished with that piece, we're gonna move on to the next piece. So mientras terminan esta pieza, vamos a empezar en la otra pieza de cartón. And I'm gonna continue with the same color, but you can pick another color if you'd like. Yo voy a seguir utilizando el mismo color, pero ustedes pueden elegir un color diferente si es que gustan. And remember to think about, why are we honoring this person? What did they make us feel? I love doing Dia de los Muertos celebrations because, you know, it's one of my favorite holidays. We celebrate it in our household, and it's really a celebration of life. You know, it's a celebration of the beautiful memories with these people, whoever it is that we're honoring, and we can honor multiple people. And it's really about remembering, for me, the times that they made me smile, the beautiful memories that they brought into my life, the beautiful memories that they brought to the life of my community. And I think that that's what makes it special. A mí me encanta celebrar el Día de Muertos, y es una tradición muy especial en nuestro hogar. Lo celebramos cada año y honramos a una nueva persona cada año. Y siempre es importante porque es una celebración de la vida, you know? Es una celebración donde recordamos, a mí me gusta recordar cuándo me hicieron sonreír, qué cosas, qué cuentos contaban, cómo afectó a esta persona a nuestra comunidad. Entonces es un día muy especial para mí. So keep that in mind, you know, as you're telling your story through your nicho. Entonces tomen eso en cuenta cuando estén contando esta historia en su nicho. Yeah. What were these, like I had mentioned before, what colors was this favorite, did the person that you're honoring enjoy? ¿Qué colores eran los colores favoritos de la persona que están honrando? And then we're just going to move on to the next piece. And remember, just thin layers of paint. Cuando ya hayan terminado, vamos a movernos al próximo pedazo de cartón, recordando que nada más estamos aplicando una capa de pintura muy ligera, no una capa muy gruesa, porque queremos que se seque rápido nuestra pintura. Just like this. Just like this. Remembering that we're painting both sides. Recordando que estamos pintando los dos lados del cartón. Just like this. And because this is a celebration of life, I invite you to use bright and vibrant colors. If your nicho starts to look a little extra, that's a really good thing. It's supposed to. So make sure that you're using nice and bright colors because it is a celebration. Lo que estoy comentando es de que es importante utilizar colores brillantes y vibrantes porque esta es una celebración de vida y los colores brillantes ayudan a ser festivos y a celebrar. Entonces no es un día triste, sino un día muy feliz recordando a nuestros antepasados, a nuestros seres queridos. So Dia de los Muertos is not a sad day. It's a really happy day where we're remembering, honoring, and celebrating our loved ones. So keep that in mind. you know, if you're new to Dia de los Muertos, to Day of the Dead, because it does have, you know, dead in the name, oftentimes it can sound a little morbid, but it's not. It's really a celebration of life, and that's a really beautiful thing. So yeah, keep that in mind. And I've moved on to my last piece. Yo ya estoy pintando mi última pieza, que es la pieza de abajo. Just like this. And just moving our brush back and forth. But I know that sometimes when we are remembering loved ones, especially loved ones who have recently passed, that it can be a little bit overwhelming. So make sure that you take the time to take care of yourselves as needed, and whatever that looks like for you. That's really important. One of the things that I find to be really helpful is that when I am starting to feel, whether it's emotionally overwhelmed or when I'm becoming frustrated with the process, to take a deep breath, hold your breath, and release. And I find that if I do that at least 3 times, it really helps to ground and to center me. So I invite you all today to do that as well. Sé que cuando estamos honrando a alguien, especialmente a alguien que acaba de fallecer recientemente, que puede ser muy emocional, y a veces también el proceso de pintar puede ser un poquito frustrante. Entonces les invito a ustedes que si se sienten emocionales o frustrados con el proceso, que tomen un suspiro profundo, que lo detengan y que lo dejen salir despaciamente, y que repitan eso 3 veces. Y eso a mí me ayuda con el estrés, a centrarme. Entonces les invito a ustedes a que hagan eso el día de hoy, si es que se están sintiendo así. Okay. Yeah. And if this is your first time creating a nicho, or if this is your first time painting, I invite you to be gentle with yourselves, and to trust yourselves through this process. Si es primera vez que hacen un nicho o que pintan, les invito a que sean gentiles con sí mismos, y que tengan confianza en sí mismos y en el proceso. There's so much happening in the world right now, but I always feel like it's such a beautiful thing to take the time to create something for someone, and that's really special. So thank you so much for being here with me and with our friends at Mola. Thank you for having us. So now we've painted all of the sides. So we're going to go ahead and just set that down for now, and we're going to wash our brushes. So I'm going to give you a minute to catch up. Estoy comentando que yo ya pinté los 4 lados, entonces si ustedes ya pintaron los 4 lados también, pueden lavar su pincel. Y también quería darle las gracias porque están creando algo el día de hoy, están creando algo para un ser querido. Y ahorita con todo lo que está pasando en el mundo, crear algo es algo muy bonito, entonces es un acto de amor. Entonces muchas gracias por hacer eso con nosotros el día de hoy. All right. So now that we have our brush cleaned off, ahora que ya tenemos nuestro pincel lavado, lo que vamos a hacer es vamos a agarrar la última parte de cartón, ¿ok? Y esta parte es la parte que debería de ser del mismo tamaño de su foto. So this is the last piece of cardboard, and it should be the same size as the photograph that you're using. So what we're going to do is we are going to apply a little bit of Elmer's glue to the cardboard. Oops. Come on. My Elmer glue is stuck here. I'm sorry. There we go. So we're going to apply a little bit of Elmer's glue to the cardboard here. And then using our brush, we're just going to make sure that this is evenly spread. Vamos a aplicarle resistol aquí a nuestro cartón, y con el pincel vamos a asegurarnos que esté en una capa a nivel por toda la parte del cartón, just like this. Making sure that it's a nice even layer, asegurándonos que sea una capa ligera. y nivel por todo el cartón, just like this. And we're going to make sure that our photo, and I'm going to flip my camera down here so you can see. Goes just right on top of there. Okay, y vamos a poner nuestra foto encima de nuestro cartón, making sure we push out all of the air bubbles, asegurándonos que no haya bombitas de aire debajo de nuestra foto. Just like that. Okay, así. Beautiful, right? It's starting to look really good. Se está empezando a mirar muy bien, ¿verdad? Perfect. So with the same brush that still has the glue, como estamos utilizando el pincel que tiene resistol aún, lo que vamos a hacer es, yo voy a poner un poquito de resistol aquí. Vamos a aplicar un poquito de brillante a nuestro nicho. We're going to apply a little bit of glitter to our nicho. I like to do mine in sections, so I'll show you what I like to do. A mí me gusta hacer lo mío en secciones, entonces les voy a enseñar aquí cómo lo hago yo. Pero yo voy a poner brillante aquí en la parte de atrás de esta pintura que yo hice de César. So I'm just going to do this purple background that's behind César here. I'm going to apply some glitter here. And I'm just going to do mine in sections, making sure I don't get any of the glue on Cesar's head here. Just like that. And I'm going to apply some glitter. You can use whatever glitter you would like, whatever color you would like. Puede utilizar cualquier color de brillante que usted guste. Remove any of the excess. Y les vamos a quitar el exceso. Just like that. And then we're going to continue to add more glue to the background. You can put the glitter wherever you would like. Usted puede poner el brillante donde usted guste. Yo estoy poniéndolo aquí atrás de mi foto. Pero usted puede hacer un corazón, puede hacer una estrella con el resistol y puede ponerlo donde usted guste. And just because I'm doing the background of my photo using the glitter, you don't have to do the entire background. You can create stars or hearts with the glue and then just create designs with the glue and then use the glitter to make those designs. So really, this is your project. You can really do whatever it is that you would like and have the creative agency to do whatever it is that you would like. Recuerden que este es su proyecto, este es su nicho y ustedes están honrando a esta persona como ustedes gusten. Entonces, pueden hacer lo que ustedes gusten y yo nada más estoy dándoles ejemplos de las posibilidades. Okay? Perfect. Great. Just going to tap off the excess glitter. Estoy quitándole el brillante de exceso. Just like this. Just like this. Beautiful. And when you've finished, you should have something that looks something like this. And it'll still have a little bit of the glitter, the excess glitter, but we'll take that off in just a second. But you can take as much time as you need to perfect it. Pueden tomar su tiempo para perfectar las líneas que gusten, si gustan agregarle más. Just like that. Beautiful, right? Se ve muy bien, ¿verdad? I missed a little spot here. So I'm just going to add a little bit more glitter there. A mí se me olvidó un poquito aquí. Entonces tomé el tiempo para agregarle un poquito más. Just like that. Just like that. All right. So now that we have this taken care of, we're just going to go ahead and set this aside for it to dry for just 1 second. Ahora que ya le agregamos el brillante, vamos a dejar que esta parte se seque un segundito y vamos a regresar a nuestras partes de acá, que ya deberían de estar un poquito secas, okay? So these parts should be a little bit dry now, or mostly dry. If they're still a little bit wet, don't worry about it, but it should be a little bit dry. All right, great. So what we're gonna do is we are going to apply glitter to the top edge of this back piece. So the part that's round is going to be the front, and then the flat edge is going to be the back. La parte de redonda va a ser la enfrente y la parte que está derecha es la parte de atrás. Y lo que vamos a hacer es vamos a aplicarle con nuestra pistola de resistol aquí arriba. Oops, come on. Muy bien, aquí arriba, resistol con la pistola de resistol y vamos a pegar nuestro nicho así. Okay. So we're just going to go ahead and stick our nicho, the bottom of our photograph, to this hot glue here, just like this. We are then going to grab our glue gun again, and we are going to very carefully put glue on one of the edges, okay? Y con la pistola de resistol lo que vamos a hacer una vez más es poner resistol caliente en una de las orillas con mucho cuidado para no quemarse. Be very careful not to burn yourself, which I often do. Como yo a veces me quemo bastante. And we're going to grab one of the long ends and we are going to glue this together, okay? Y vamos a agarrar una de las partes largas y vamos a pegarlas, okay? Just like that. So now we have one of the edges and the bottom, okay? Ahora tenemos la orilla y la parte de abajo. We're going to do that to the same side on the other side. También vamos a hacer lo mismo en el otro lado, but I need another glue stick. Pero yo necesito otro poquito más resistol. Okay, so we're going to do this to the other side. Oops, come on. And again, be very careful so that you don't burn yourselves. Tengan mucho cuidado para que no se quemen. My glue gun is rebelling today. Mi pistola de resistol se está rebeldando el día de hoy y no me quiere ayudar. All right. And then we're going to go ahead and glue this side as well. Okay, y este lado también lo vamos a pegar. And it'll look just like this. Okay, y se va a mirar así. Beautiful. And we just have one last part to do. Ahora nada más tenemos una última parte, okay? Y es la parte de arriba. So, I'm sure you can probably already guess what we're going to do. Estoy seguro que ya pueden adivinar lo que vamos a hacer. I'm just reinforcing the bottom of mine here. We're going to just do this last piece on the top here, okay? Vamos a hacer esta última parte arriba. So we're going to do all three sides here. Vamos a hacer los tres lados aquí. So here, all the way down. and across the top. This is just going to go right on the top here. Oops. Just like this, okay? And you can reinforce it if you need. Pueden reforzarlo si necesitan. So I'm just going to reinforce the back of mine. Voy a reforzar la parte de atrás del mío. Y los lados, and also the sides here. I'm just going to hold that down. Voy a detenerlo para asegurarme que se pegó. Just like that, without burning your fingers. Sin quemarse los dedos, como yo me los estoy quemando. Without burning your fingers, just like I just burned mine. We're just going to hold it there for a second. Just like that. Okay. Just like that, we have our beautiful nicho that's already constructed. And this is one of the fun parts. We now get to start decorating the nicho. And again, remember, this is about storytelling. So think about the things that the person that you're honoring would love. So I'm going to go ahead and put some cempasúchiles on mine, some orange flowers. The cempasúchil is very symbolic in Dia de los Muertos. It is a marigold. And one of the stories that's been passed down in my family by one of the indigenous elders in my family is that the cempasúchil is bright and fragrant, and it's like the sun, and it helps our ancestors transition from on Dia de los Muertos and to find their ofrenda, to find their home, because it's bright like the sun. Una de las historias que uno de los maestros indígenas en mi comunidad nos ha enseñado es que los cempasúchiles son brillantes y anaranjados y se miran como el sol, y eso les ayuda a nuestros antepasados a regresar a visitarnos durante el Día de los Muertos. So that's a really beautiful story that I like to pass on and share. So I'm going to make some orange flowers on my nicho to represent the cempasúchil. So yo voy a poner unas flores anaranjadas en mi nicho que representan el cempasúchil, okay? And the way that I'm going to do that, and I'm going to show you how to do that, is I'm going to utilize some orange paint. Yo voy a utilizar pintura anaranjada. And I'm going to show you just a really simple technique that will show you how to create this really nice bright orange flower. Les voy a enseñar una técnica de cómo hacer una flor anaranjada, okay? So utilizing just a simple flat brush, utilizando un pincel simple que es plano, we're just going to create 5 taps. Vamos a ponerle presión a nuestro nicho 5 veces. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So really simple, muy fácil. So it's pressure, presión, 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 y presión. 5 times, just like that. Really simple, right? Muy fácil, ¿verdad? So just like that. I'm still getting used to this camera here. And we're going to do that on the top. We're also going to do that on the insides, but we're not going to do that on this outer side or this outer side, okay? We're going to leave those until the very end, because this is how we're going to be holding our nicho so that we don't spread the paint or smear the paint, okay? Entonces vamos a hacer flores, si es que gustan, en todos los lados, excepto en este lado y este lado, porque de ahí estamos deteniendo nuestro nicho y no queremos manchar el nicho con pintura. So I'm just going to create these flowers on the top, pressure, and I'll show you again, pressure, 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 pressure. There's no wrong way of doing it. Aquí les voy a enseñar una vez más. Presión, 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 presión y presión. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just like that. I'm also going to do some on the inside of my nicho. También voy a hacer unas aquí adentro de mi nicho, and I'll show you how to do that here. So again, just the same technique. Let me get this on camera. Pressure, oops. Pressure, 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 pressure. So you'll get to see that right there. I'm going to do a few more. Pressure, 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 pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. And really you can do as many as you'd like or as little as you'd like. Remember, this is your nicho and you get to make those decisions. And we really want you to honor those decisions and honor this person. So really take your time and make the decisions that you want to make. I'm just here to guide you. Recuerden que este es su nicho y ustedes pueden honrar a su persona como ustedes gusten. Yo estoy aquí nada más como un guía para ayudarles durante el proceso, pero este es su proyecto y ustedes pueden tomar las decisiones creativas que ustedes gusten. Okay? So I'm just going to apply some more on the inside here. And the materials that I provided, the materials that I asked for y'all to have, those are just some materials that are easy and accessible. But if you have anything at home that you want to add to your nicho, feel free to add that. You know, I think that that's really important, and that's what makes these really personalized and really special. So feel free to add those elements, okay? Recuerden que los materiales que yo les estoy enseñando son materiales que son accesibles, pero si ustedes tienen materiales en casa que ustedes gustan utilizar, recuerden que pueden utilizarlos. Este es su proyecto y ustedes pueden hacer esas decisiones y tomar esas decisiones. So now I'm going to transition to a different color, and I'm going to use a small brush, and I'm going to use this lime green. Ahorita yo voy a utilizar un nuevo color y voy a utilizar este verde con un pincel pequeño, ¿ok? Y lo que vamos a hacer es les voy a enseñar cómo hacer hojas. Y nada más son figuras de almendra alargadas, okay? So it's just elongated almond figures or almond shapes, okay? Y estas son figuras de almendra alargadas, just like that. Channel your inner Frida. Recuerden que Frida, nuestra Frida Kahlo, le encantaban los colores brillantes, entonces pueden encontrar la energía de Frida para hacer sus flores. I'm also going to do these on the bottom here. También voy a hacer estas aquí abajo, just like that. I like to make sound effects. A mí me encanta hacer sonidos de efecto porque me ayuda a enfocarme. They help me focus when I make sound effects. So you'll hear me making some sound effects. But if they help you focus too, I invite you to also use sound effects. Just like that. Just like that. Beautiful, right? And it's interesting how quickly the nicho starts to become alive, right? I love seeing that process. A mí me encanta ver el proceso porque es tan rápido que se empieza a tomar vida el proyecto. So I'm also going to do that on the inside here. I'm trying to see how we can do this on camera. Just like this. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Recuerden que no tiene que ser perfecto. I'm a perfectionist, and my husband is always reminding me that there's beauty in imperfection. So and then that's very true. So I'm learning to accept that and to acknowledge that there is a lot of beauty in imperfection. So, you know, I pass that advice on to y'all. Mi esposo, yo soy perfeccionista y mi pareja, mi esposo, siempre me tiene que recordar que hay belleza en la imperfección. Entonces quiero pasar ese consejo a ustedes porque es verdad, sí hay belleza en imperfección. Entonces no tiene que ser perfecto, no se preocupen. We're just going to continue leaves here. Just like that. And just be careful where you put your hands. Tengan mucho cuidado donde pongan sus manos para no manchar la pintura. Perfect. So now that we have these beautiful flowers, I'm going to go ahead and give my flowers a center. And I'm going to do that by using the color pink. You can use whatever color that you would like. You can get inspiration from whatever you would like. But I'm going to use the pink. Yo ahorita voy a darles un centro a mi flor. Entonces yo voy a utilizar el color rosa, pero recuerden que ustedes pueden utilizar cualquier color que gusten, okay? So with this pink, I'm just going to go ahead and give my flowers a center here. Utilizando el color rosa, yo voy a darle a mis flores un centro aquí, just like that. And for the ones on the bottom, I'm going to utilize a brighter color. I'm going to utilize the yellow. Para las de abajo, voy a utilizar un color más brillante que se mire un poquito mejor. Y voy a utilizar el color amarillo. So I'm just going to give them a yellow center here, okay? I'm also going to do that to the ones on the inside. También voy a hacer eso aquí a las de adentro. And just because I made orange flowers doesn't mean that you have to. Remember, you can make different colored flowers. You can do whatever it is that you would like. I'm going to also add the yellow center to the inside here. So now my flowers have yellow centers on the insides. And really think about what story you're telling. Recuerden de tomar en cuenta qué historia gustan contar de esta persona que están honrando. Beautiful, just like that. And I also asked if folks wanted to get some flowers. We have these really beautiful flowers that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to apply. And the way that I'm going to do that is, again, with my hot glue gun or with Elmer's glue, whatever it is that you have. I'm just going to apply a small dollop of blood. I'm still on a Halloween stage of hot glue. And I'm just going to place a flower right in there, okay? Yo tengo también estas flores de papel y voy a poner nada más un poquito de resistol y voy a aplicar la flor, okay? Y estas las voy a aplicar en varios lugares en el nicho. I'm going to be applying these on several places, including the bottom here, incluyendo aquí abajo. So 1 and 2. And again, this is where I had mentioned that if you have materials at home that you want to use, you can use whatever materials at home. Right before the workshop, I found these. Oops, I lost one. I found these in my craft box. So you can use things like this. Antes del taller encontré estas también en mi cajita de cosas que tengo aquí en la casa. Entonces pueden utilizar cualquier cosa que ustedes gusten. Okay? So I invite you to be creative. Les invito a que exploren su creatividad y que utilicen lo que ustedes gusten. So I'm just going to be applying some more of these flowers. Estoy aplicando un poquito más de estas flores. Just like that. One here. A bright yellow one here. Una amarilla muy brillante. Just like that. And also a special shout out to Cesar's family who's here with us. También un saludo muy especial a la familia de Cesar que está aquí con nosotros. Cesar passed of cancer about a month ago. And you know, this is every year we choose to honor someone special in our community. And this year we're honoring Cesar. So yeah, so special, sending lots of love to Cesar and his family. So mucho amor a Cesar y su familia. Cesar es un miembro de nuestra comunidad que acaba de fallecer de cáncer y su familia nos está acompañando el día de hoy. Entonces, saludos a su familia. Okay, so just like that. Yeah, and just continue to work. I'm going to also apply some flowers to the top here. También voy a aplicar poquitas flores aquí arriba. I'm glad, Ana, that this made you laugh, or that it made you laugh when I confused my my dollop of glue for my Halloween one. I apologize. Just like that. I also have these really beautiful jewels. También tengo estas joyitas de plástico que también tengo en mi cajita de cosas para mis proyectos de arte. So I'm just going to also apply some more hot glue. And I'm going to utilize some of these jewels. Entonces también aplica un poquito más de resistol y voy a aplicar unas de estas joyas. Okay. And again, if your nicho is starting to look a little extra, then that's what we want it to be. We want it to be nice and bright and vibrant and celebratory and inviting and to help guide our ancestor to our ofrenda, to our altar, because we want them to be here and we want them to know that we're celebrating them. So the vibrancy and the brightness is what we want. So si su nicho se está empezando a mirar muy ocupado o muy brillante, eso es lo que queremos, porque queremos que nuestros antepasados sepan que los estamos celebrando y que queremos que nos encuentren, y por eso estamos utilizando estos colores brillantes. Entonces, no se preocupen. Okay? Just like that. So that's what the top of mine is starting to look like. So yours should look something like that. Así se está empezando a mirar el mío por arriba. Y ustedes a lo mejor también se están mirando algo así. Just like that. And then I'm also going to put some jewels on the bottom here. También voy a poner unas joyitas aquí abajo. Just like this. Just being careful that you're not burning yourself with the glue, kind of like I tend to do. So con mucho cuidado para que no se quemen con el resistol. Yo repito eso mucho porque yo me quemo mucho. So again, just continue to work at your own pace. Recuerden de seguir trabajando a su propio paso. Just like that. And you can also apply some jewels to the inside where your photo is, if you would like. También pueden aplicar joyas aquí adentro de la foto, si es que gustan. Again, just being very careful not to burn yourselves. Igual con mucho cuidado para no quemarse. Just like that. Beautiful. And as you're working also, feel free to, if you have these little electric candles, these can go on the ledge here, which is why I made the ledge a little bit round, so that you have some space to put a votive. It's really important that if you are going to put a candle on here, that it's an electric candle and not a real candle, because this is paper and it will burn. So we want to make sure that it's just an electric candle. Recuerden que aquí dejamos un poquito de espacio para poder poner una velita, pero si van a utilizar una vela, recuerden que la vela tiene que ser eléctrica o de batería, porque es papel y no queremos que se queme, okay? So what we're going to do now is we are going to start working on our sides. We left the sides for last because this is the way that we've been holding on to our nicho, and we didn't want to smear the paint. So there's a couple of things that you can do. You can go ahead and apply some flowers to the sides with just your hot glue, or you can paint some flowers as well. So ahorita que yo estoy terminando las otras partes del nicho, yo ahorita me voy a mover estas partes. Estas las dejamos hasta el final porque no queríamos que se mancharan los lados, porque aquí estábamos deteniendo a nuestro nicho, okay? So now that we're finished, we can go ahead and apply these. We can paint. This is really up to you. Pueden pintarlo, pueden ponerle joyas o flores o lo que ustedes gusten aquí. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some jewels here. I recommend the flowers, I recommend the jewels, just because you don't have to wait for dry time and you can still hold on to the nicho this way, okay? Yo recomiendo que utilicen joyas o flores aquí en los lados porque esta se seca rápido, el resistol, y pueden seguir deteniendo su nicho de aquí, okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other side. Aquí yo voy a mover a el otro lado. And I'm going to continue to apply some flowers. Voy a seguir aplicando flores a mi nicho. Y también voy a aplicar unas joyas, okay? And I'm also going to be applying some of the jewels. Again, just being very careful not to burn yourselves. Con mucho cuidado para no quemarse. Oops, just like I did. Beautiful, right? Se mira genial, ¿verdad? Yeah, it's beautiful when it starts to come together, just like this. You can also paint the inner edges to cover up some of the glue if you can see it. También pueden, cuando ya se seque todo el proyecto, tomar un pincel pequeño y pintar las orillas para que no se mire el resistol, si es que gustan, okay? So remember that, that you can continue to work on this really as long as you want. You can make multiple, you can tell multiple stories, honor multiple people, and you can really do, you know, whatever it is that you would like. Remember that this is another example here. This one I used Frida, so I'm just gonna set this one down. This is a painting that I made of Frida, and so I used other three-dimensional flowers. I used some of the little, these little balls that I had, but I'm bringing this out just to show you that you can also hot glue a loop to the back of your nicho if you wanted to hang it against the wall. Este les estoy enseñando que es otro ejemplo que hice. Entonces, para también enseñarles que hay diferentes formas que pueden hacerlo y diferentes cosas que pueden utilizar para hacer sus nichos, pero también porque quería enseñarles que pueden agarrar un pedazo de hilo y ponerlo con resistol, utilizar la pistola de resistol para poner esto atrás y lo pueden colgar de una pared si es que no gustan utilizarlo en su altar y prefieren colgarlo en la pared, okay? So it's different ones, different options. This is your project, you get to decide. Hay diferentes opciones y este es su proyecto y ustedes pueden decidir. So you get to continue to work on the project and decide what it is that you want to do. So this is great for, to honor multiple family members as well. It doesn't have to just be one person. Y recuerden que también pueden utilizar diferentes fotos o una foto con personas, con más de una persona. Pueden honrar a diferentes personas o más personas que una. Okay, so yes. Yeah, there we go. I'm also going to be using my paintbrush here. And I'm going to be adding a design right in the center here where Cesar's heart would be. And we are going to add a bright, vibrant, oops, I have the yellow here. We're going to be adding a heart right here. Remember that there are no rules. That there are no rules, and this is your project. Recuerden que no hay reglas y este es su proyecto. Just like that. I'm also going to be adding a highlight on my leaves here by just doing yellow on the edge of each of the leaves. También voy a agregarle un resalte amarillo aquí a mis hojas. Y le estoy agregando una línea amarilla al lado de cada hoja. And I'll show you on the top here. Aquí les voy a enseñar arriba. Recuerden que esta es su pintura y ustedes deciden. Remember, this is your painting and you get to decide. Just like that. I'm going to do that to the ones on the inside. So I'll show you that I've added the lines to the ones on the inside. Just like that. Beautiful. And as we're coming to an end, I just wanted to invite you also, you have the materials out. Continue to work on these as long as you want, even though this is just a 1-hour workshop. This is really just an introduction to show you all of the possibilities that you have and that you can make with this nicho box. The template that I gave you is for a 5x7 nicho, but you can cut out whatever size photo you want and then just add 2 inches to each side. And then you have your template for that size nicho. So feel free to use whatever photo you'd like. Ahorita que ya estamos terminando, quería invitarles que ahorita que tienen sus materiales disponibles y los están utilizando, que sigan trabajando y pueden hacer los nichos que ustedes gusten. Este nada más es un ejemplo de lo que pueden hacer y de las muchas posibilidades que tienen. Y pueden honrar a una persona, a múltiples personas, y pueden hacerlo las veces que gusten. So thank you so much for joining me today. Muchas gracias por acompañarme el día de hoy. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer any questions. Si tienen preguntas, estoy feliz de contestar cualquier pregunta. Also, thank you so much to our friends at Mola. Muchas gracias a nuestros amigos en Mola. Remember that these workshops are archived, so you can always revisit them. So make sure that you follow Mola, that you follow and subscribe to Mola's YouTube, where you can see this workshop as well. Recuerden que nuestros amigos en Mola están grabando esta sesión y todas las otras sesiones. Entonces, asegúrense de seguir a las páginas de Mola, incluyendo a su YouTube, su página de YouTube, para que puedan mirar no solamente este taller, pero los otros talleres que también están ofreciendo. And remember to check out Mola's website. They have multiple and more workshops coming up in the next couple of days. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it back to our friends at Mola for a closing. Thank you so much to everyone who joined us today. Muchas gracias a todos ustedes por acompañarme el día de hoy.
Gracias, Edgar-Arturo. Thank you so much. We're so excited you could join us y muchas gracias a ustedes por participar en nuestro taller. Y les invitamos que participen en los talleres que estamos organizando hasta el 1 de noviembre. And on November 1st, we will be unveiling our virtual ofrenda at Mola. So if you'd like to view that, it will broadcast at 2 p.m. But now I'd like to invite you to participate also in our virtual Dia de los Muertos costume contest. So you can upload a photograph to Instagram of you in your Day of the Dead outfit, use the hashtags DODMola and DODHyundai, and you'll be entered into a drawing and have the opportunity to win prizes. So that's something that we're organizing. Edgar-Arturo, do you want to go ahead and drop in maybe some of your social media handles in the chat so people can continue following you?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will go ahead and drop our handle and our website. So if you enjoyed today's class, feel free to give us a follow. We offer about 3 workshops per week on our platform that are free. So feel free to check those out. Estoy poniendo nuestras páginas de nuestras redes sociales aquí en el chat. Nosotros ofrecemos 3 programas por semana que son gratis a la comunidad. Entonces, si gustan seguir a nuestras páginas, pueden acompañarnos ahí. Perfect. Oops. Perfect. Yes, so muchas gracias a todos. Thank you so much to everyone. This was really special, and a special again, thank you to César and his family. Muchos saludos a la familia de César y a sus amigos y a su esposo. So, yeah.